This is David, and welcome to the Crossed Rifles, where today I price a job way too low and use up all the bright white Cerakote in the building. Well, first of all, if you're new here, welcome to the Crossed Rifles, where we do podcast reviews and Cerakote tutorial videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks a lot. We appreciate your participation. Today, we're talking about a job that was 2 DP12 shotguns. If you're not familiar with the DP12, it's made by a company called Standard Manufacturing, and basically it's 2 shotguns in one. Something I didn't really think about when I was pricing this job. You'll see when they're put together that they're kind of a monstrosity of plastic and barrels and magazine tubes, and they're just a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, they're 2 shotguns in one. Well, when I priced this job, it's simple. It's a 2-color job, 1 simple stencil on each shotgun that says Doof Doof 1 on one and Doof Doof 2 on the other one. That's, you heard me right. It's a couple buddies that wanted 2 shotguns that match, each with their own unique doof doof, as it were. So I was thinking when I was quoting prices that this is 2 guns, and I priced them accordingly, like $275 a piece, which includes 2 colors of Cerakote and those real easy stencils. They even told me what font they wanted. Well, that's really not the case. It ended up taking a day and a half to disassemble and reassemble these guns, and they're a monstrosity of parts. There's just a whole bunch involved in taking them apart and putting them together. Well, here I'm applying the stencil. That hard angle on the transfer tape makes it a lot easier to get the transfer tape off the stencil and keep the stencil on the workpiece. This was a pretty easy stencil, so not a big deal. Here we're back in the booth, spraying bright white. I sprayed a total of 360 mils of bright white on these 2 double barrel shotguns. I tried to go as light as possible over those stencils, but yeah, it was pretty hard to cover that gray with the whites, and I wanted it to be a real crisp bright white. So there is just a little discernible line where that stencil was. Again, 360 mils of bright white on 2 shotguns is a whole lot of Cerakote. You could see just by the pile of parts hanging there that there's a lot of painting going on here. I'm using my test pad as a backstop there to keep stuff from blowing around. These polymer panels that are long and have a lot of surface area have a tendency to blow around when you try and paint them. Doing our standard up-down pattern here, octagoning things off, as it were. If you haven't seen our basic spray video, I suggest you take a look at that. It kind of gives you an idea how we break down parts and decide how we're going to spray them, so we get nice even coverage and a full 1 to 2 mils on every part. The grips on these are kind of rubberized and they're molded in, so we had to tape those off because Cerakote will crack on that soft rubber over time, and we don't want that to happen. So we tape those off. There's some other black parts on the gun that were left black, so it looks good. Well, if you got anything out of this video or just enjoyed watching it, I'd like to ask you at this time to hit that subscribe button if you think we earned it. Share it with your friends. Get involved in the community. Jump down in the comments and post any questions or anything else you'd like to see. We'll see you around next time. Thanks.